Determining whether now is the right time to slow down requires objective thinking, not emotional reaction. Slowing down isn't simply about feeling tired or unmotivated. Those can simply pass in hours. Instead, the decision should be based on current circumstances, your output, and the direction of your efforts. This is about whether continuing at your current pace is actually productive or just movement for the sake of it. The first thing to examine is whether you're still gaining from your current pace. That means looking at results. Has your recent work actually led to noticeable improvement, progress, or efficiency? Or are you simply maintaining, doing what you always do with diminishing returns? When the work becomes mechanical and growth plateaus even as effort stays high, that's a clear sign the system needs to be reevaluated. It doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. It may just mean that the method has run its course. Slowing down can create the space needed to review what's working and what's outdated. A common misconception is that rest or a slower pace equals laziness or weakness. That mindset keeps people out overworking long past the point of usefulness. But slowing down, when done intentionally, is a tactic. It's a decision to pull away for strategic reasons, to recover, observe, restructure, or prepare. Some of the most productive adjustments are made during periods of decreased activity, not during condensed sprints. Another indicator is your current level of clarity. If you're continuing to work at full speed but you've lost track of what the end goal even is or why it even matters, that's a major red flag. People who never slow down often drift into automatic behavior. They might appear productive but are just reacting to tasks without thinking long term. When everything becomes urgent, nothing is truly important. Slowing down gives space to clarify direction again. It can help filter out what is necessary from what is just noise. Physical and cognitive signals also matter. A constantly tired body and the brain that feels foggy aren't always fixed by pushing harder. Sleep doesn't always restore you if the problem is overexertion stacked over weeks or months. If your reaction time is slower, if your work quality gets dipped without you realizing it, or if simple decisions feel harder than they should, these are functional warnings. You can't operate at a high output forever without cost. Slowing down becomes necessary not to stop the work, but to make it sustainable. Uh, Another practical sign is lack of variety in your life. If all your attention and time are being pulled into one area, work, training, a single goal, other parts begin to decay. Relationships, health, creativity, and problem solving all suffer when they're neglected too long. If you realize you've become imbalanced, even slightly, slowing down gives a chance to realign. Not falling behind by doing this, you're preserving your overall capacity to keep going. Also, look at your environment. If circumstances around you are changing, responsibilities, opportunities, risks, it might be smarter to slow down and observe. Moving fast in the wrong direction often does more damage than pausing to recheck the map. Fast action is valuable, but not when it's disconnected from reality. Sometimes the best move is to stop long enough to understand the full picture again. And it's also worth questioning your reasons for wanting to continue without stopping. Are you still pushing forward because it's meaningful and timed well, or because you're afraid of what happens if you stop? Are you racing an imaginary deadline? Are you comparing your pace to others who aren't even on the same path as you? Slowing down doesn't mean you're falling off. Sometimes it's how you stay in the game longer. Slowing down is not the same as stopping, by the way. It's not about quitting or backing away from responsibility. It's about managing energy, refining approach, and improving clarity. It should be done when the data, the science, and the environment all point toward the fact that keeping at the current pace will lead to reduced performance or even burnout. If your life is built on systems you've outgrown, or you're running at a pace that only leads to exhaustion, a slower phase may be the most intelligent next step. So, to know whether this exact moment is a good one to slow down, forget motivation for a second and check the structure around you. If it's solid, slowing down won't destroy it. If it's unstable, continuing at full speed might collapse it. You don't need to slow down forever, only long enough to make sure your direction, effort, and energy are all being used where they should be and not being wasted just because you think you need to do something forever.